Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today I just put in a water crossing. Actually, this is a creek that comes down the valley here, and this is our new perimeter fence that we just put in. And we were down here in the woods, so we actually did build an H-brace out of fiberglass. I'll show you that here in a little bit. But, you know, when you got creek crossings like this, you got a lot of water coming down through here. And if you hang a wire, you know, down where my finger's at, you know, 10, 12 inches down there, you're going to catch debris, and it's going to rip your fence out. So this bottom wire is hot. So what I did is I came down here with you want these, these are called the aluminum open tap. They're for 14 and 12.5 gauge smooth wire, and they're an open end crimp, so you got an open end. So all I did was put a band on my high tensile wire, which goes in the closed end, and then I put this up on there like that, and then I use my trusty crimp tool and just crimped it on there. So if a cow or anything tries to go underneath that, those wires are going to be carrying whatever the fence is, you know, 7, 8, 10,000 volts, and it'll keep your animals in. Now, if you get a big rain, 2 or 3, 4 inch rain, and this thing's flowing, this creek is full, water and debris coming down through here, you know, it goes all the way around like that. That's what creeks in nature do. They make bends to slow the water up. And there's nothing there to catch. All it is a smooth piece of wire. I have seen people put nuts, just a plain old nut on the end of those with a C23 crimp. Well, once you put a nut down there, now you've got a little obstacle there to get a leaf and then a branch, and next thing you know, you got a bunch of stuff stuck around that little washer, and it'll rip that bottom wire out when a big log comes down through there. So, yeah. I was going to show you, it is muddy out here. It rained all day yesterday, and Isaac and Dakota, we all stayed with it. Isaac and Dakota more. I had an appointment, I had to leave, but I got half a day in and I was soaked when I left, and they stayed the whole day. We got to come back and paint these because fiberglass doesn't have good UV resistance. But that's it. There's your H-brace. After talking with Isaac yesterday, he's like, Greg, I really like wood H-braces. it was a lot of work because in wood, you just take a staple and you can put wood screws in, and fiberglass, no, you don't do that. You have to drill through it with a drill bit and then put your wire on it. But you notice one advantage of fiberglass, there's no insulators on that post, none. That's because fiberglass is the insulator. And these are solid. I can't get these anymore. They pulled the machine out where I get my stuff, and I know people are going to ask me where I get that stuff. I'm not telling you where I get it because I kind of have well, we put in a bid about every 2 years, and sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. It's a sealed bid, but we cannot get this. But I've got a small pile at the house, and I'm not selling any of that because I can't get any more of it. The foam field's just a stout, though. I mean, you put a 3-inch foam field in, and that's what we do. We toenail them with a 4-inch deck screw right into the side of it on both sides. Folks, that post isn't going anywhere. So that corner will never rust. It'll never rot. It does not conduct. And it's permanent. It's there for the rest of your life. And it's drove in the ground 4 foot. And they use that big post pounder, the one we broke the top out of. Guys, ladies, you ought to see that thing now. Doug Thompson, my welder, and he builds something. He builds it where it's never ever gonna break. It's unbelievable what he did. So beautiful, such a beautiful job. But yeah, I'm going to show you what Isaac's doing over here on the end. We're gonna be bringing bowls in here in the morning. So this is our final wrap up. We got 2 gates to put on, and we're done. He's putting a switch in up here, so we can turn the new farm off. All this around here, this whole thing, we're putting a switch on each end. And when the switches are closed, the grounds and the hots come all the way through, fasten onto the 141 acres. And then when we open those switches, it kills everything. I don't know if you can see the bulls. I'm gonna go up top hill. I'm gonna show you what Isaac's doing first. Man, he's already wrapped this up. Man,
You're like an electrician today.
Man, you.
Little trick is get you one of these wire strippers.
What is that?
Just a wire stripper.
That's what electricians use, isn't it?
Oh yeah, T-stripper by Ideal.
That's what you're using.
It's a hand-me-down from my dad. But...
That's what you're using for that.
It just makes quick work of it. You just take it in there. And
wow, look at that.
Versus using your fencing pliers. And then if you want to do these little curly cues, that's what this is for. You ever seen that?
Oh, well, check that out.
Bends your pigtail perfect.
Check that out.
Every time.
Wow.
Tricks of the trade.
And another thing, Isaac, on these, you don't want to over tighten that nut.
Yeah, don't. Almost just barely more than finger tight.
Because if you do, you'll strip those threads off.
They're not very strong threads. You don't need it very tight.
Yeah.
Just enough to have conductivity. So we should. Carrying power, carrying power. Now if we put this on here, this should give us our power. Let's strip it now. Also, get you a tool belt. That makes a huge
That makes a big difference, doesn't it? Yeah, so this is the existing property line.
I'm gonna need those open end crimps to get them perfect.
Only got one with me. I had it in my hand. Is that all you need?
Yep. I guess we'll need 2 more for the grounds, but we can
Oh,
do those in a second. I'll
run and get them. I'm playing Aaron 1 videoing this. I left him laying over here on the ground. Yep. I got some. Tell you what, Isaac has turned into quite the fence builder. He is efficient. He's fast. And when he's done with it, it looks like a professional job. You don't have to worry about it being done right, because it is done right. He takes really pride in what he does. I love that about Isaac. His parents get a big kudo from me, I'll tell you that, for raising a sharp young man. Here you go. I got you a piece of wire in there. I'm just gonna peek over this ridge right here. Show you our new spring. I don't think I showed you our spring gates we put in. How are we gonna get them in here? I'll show you. I've already got the wire put up. That's gonna guide them in here in the morning. So here it is. Whew. There's hills. Good cardiovascular. So every time you open one of those gate handles, because it's just hooked up to that post, it's cold. But they're hot over there. And Isaac's already got them all, everything tied together. Yep. Looking good. There's my temporary wire I put in this morning. And there's the bowls. Yeah, I don't know if you can see them or not. There they are. There's about 55 head of bulls and steers up there. We're gonna be posting a video on them pretty soon. The 2023 crop will be sold as 2-year-olds this spring. Yeah, boy, that looks good. So we went under the gate. We just dug that out real quick with the skid steer, filled it back in, took the tracks of the skid steer, went back and forth and tamped it good. And it's all inside of a polyethylene pipe. And then this is where you hook onto. It comes around the post and hooks right into your wire. That's the hot lead. And see, you only have to do it on every other one. This is just a fake. That's on the ground side, but yeah, there's 3 hot ones in there, and they try and go through there, they're gonna get shocked. Plus, and the thing I do like about the spring gates is that they are very visible. We use rope gates as well. On this farm, we didn't. We used the springs. But anyway, that's what we got. And I need to get back to work, and we're gonna be ready to bring these bulls in here in the morning. It's gonna be pretty cool. Put it on our first paddock rotation on the new farm. Isaac was telling me yesterday he was going home in the dark up there on Route F and saw a big old buck standing on our new property up there. We've been seeing rubs around here. There's 2 rubs on a tree down here the size of my leg. Big tree. That wasn't done with a little bitty buck, big buck. That's kind of cool. We got big deer roaming around here. Another little side advantage. They'll get bigger because somebody didn't get him this year. So if he's smart and doesn't get hit, he's going to be even nicer next year. Folks, I'm going to get at it. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all down the road.